So I think I'm a pretty positive person. I have been blessed with a personality. I don't let things get to me. But in this adaptive country, there are some things that really excite me. Oh my God, I'll tell you all about it. Hey, friends. Did you know that Panama is one of only three countries that are carbon negative? Do you know what that means? That means because of all the trees, the forests, and the vegetation, we are able to trap more of the carbon dioxide that goes off into the air to damage the atmosphere and the climate, and we are protected. Isn't that amazing? So talking about things that excite me about Panama, that is one of them. Because, for a small country, we are doing some things really well. And the other thing that excite me, is that fauna. So you hear about the flora, which is the vegetation, and the fauna is about the animals. Panama has a culture of protecting the environment. They love dogs, they love animals, and of course, because in the interior, all the cows and all the animals. Panama has some endangered animal like the yellow frog. They also have some animals that I haven't even seen, but the sloth, and they have some other wild animals, like in places like Chiriquí province. And there are a lot of effort that are being devoted to protecting that. So to me, that is exciting that I live in a country where there is respect for nature, that we protect the environment. Because where I come from, because money trumps everything, we don't have that culture of preservation. Not so much. You have like this little agency over here, and the EPA. They don't. Some people don't believe in climate change, and we're not going to get into that. But that is one of the 12 things I'm going to tell you that really excite me about Panama, that we care about the environment and we care about the animals. Kudos to Panama. So before we get started and go any further, I want to remind you of who I am. I'm Maggie Lazar, retired nurse practitioner, was in practice for like 42 years, and I retired to Panama in 2023. I've been living my best life here in Panama, whether I'm going to be here till I die, probably, but having a great time. So if you enjoy any of my content, please like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. The goal is 2,000 subscribers by the end of July. I know it seems like a monumental task, but I know with your help, I can do it. What are some other things that excite me about Panama? I like the people spirit. You hear people talk a lot about how nice Panamanians are, how chill they are. And let me tell you, when we are in the other place, you hear about road rage. There was another thing last week. I was on a bus, something that really exemplifies what I'm trying to say. I was on a bus, and some of the bus drivers are just as bad as the cab drivers, I'm afraid to say. And it was like there was a light rain, and he was driving too close. And next thing I know, boom, he bumped into a taxi, the back of a taxi. So we're like, oh Lord, now we're gonna have to get off the bus, find another bus. People were a little bit irritated, but then the driver got off, got on his phone, was probably calling his boss. And then the cab driver came out just chilled and just smiling and talking to the bus driver like nothing had happened. And I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? He was not upset. He was chill. So I love that about Panamanians. They are not like, ready to explode. You don't walk on eggshells around them. No, everybody's out going to work and they just chilled. The family, the respect for family, the intentional attitude that life is to be enjoyed. We go to work, but no, the weekend we party, we with the family, we hang out. I love that. And I think that is something that we have lost as a society where I come from again, where it's all go, 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 earn, 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 earn. And then we destroy our bodies, we neglect our families, we neglect our friends. We could learn something from Panamanians. That was number two. The other thing I love about Panama is how involved the citizenry is. People are very patriotic. They love their history. We have patriotism too in the US, but it's on a different level. If flying the flag means I'm patriotic, I'm all for it. But if that makes you angry at me because I don't have a flag or have a different flag, well, that's a problem, right? But Panamanians are very proud of their origin, where they come from, and they get really involved in politics. One of the things I love is like when I'm on the bus, because I keep telling you guys, I'm out there in these streets every day. I'm either on the metro, I'm on the bus, sometimes in the Uber. But I love watching and listening to the old people, the old guys. And usually it's the guys. The ladies don't really talk politics that much, but they will be telling you everything from the elections, from the people coming from Darien, the immigrants. They have an opinion about everything, right? And another sign of their involvement in patriotism, if they want something done, and there is a lot that can be done that people are dealing with: water, trash, job, they don't get paid. I mean, it's a small country. We have issues, right? But if they want something done, they'll be in the street, they'll protest, they'll call the TV station, they'll say, we need the roads fixed, we haven't gotten this, we need a hospital. And to me, they don't get tired of asking for what they need. Whereas you could get a sense of defeat, of, oh, it's never going to get done. I don't get that. The human spirit is still alive and well. Am I making sense? I hope you get what I'm trying to say. But it's kind of refreshing to be in an environment where everybody is not feeling defeated, that there is nothing we can do to change the system, that this is the way it's always been. That's where I come from. And I am enjoying this change. I rejoice for the small things, and I enjoy that about this Panamanian culture. Another thing I like about that excites me about Panama is the multi-ethnic nature of the people. Now, again, I heard this person say that Panama is 95% Black. I'm not sure where that data come from, but I know we have, Panamanians have Spanish origin, we have Chinese here, we have Afro-Caribbean, and we have indigenous and some Europeans. So this it makes it very easy to blend in. And I think that's what makes a lot of us feel a little bit comfortable. We don't feel like people are judging us. We're being looked at, and we can just blend in. And I mentioned the anonymity, right? I don't stand out. Even though, with my hair color, sometimes I'm on the metro, I know I look a little bit different, but not in a bad way. So the multi-ethnic nature of Panama excites me. And that's why, I've been other places. I was in Africa, and the majority of them are my color are Black. But there were Asians there, Lebanese and Chinese. It's a different vibe. And I'll explain that in another video. But I like this vibe here much better. And that's why I'm here. Another thing I like about Panama that excites me is the spirituality. Now, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school all through high school. Can you believe it? Yeah, I'm a little straitjacket and kind of boring. I was raised with nuns, and I thought I was going to be a nun at one point. But with the Catholicism and, the what do they call this? The cardinal or the bishop or whoever he is at the head of the Catholic Church here. He is such a nice man. I love going to the church and listening to him. He sounds so caring for his people. So the sense of spirituality comes with he's always talking about La Familia, how it's important to respect family. So that heightened sense of community and family, respect for authority and children not being crazy. I don't see kids walking around with their pants down under the butt, and I don't see that. People dress conservatively. I mean, you may not agree, but that kind of thing excites me. That was part of the reason I am here. Now, I'm old school. I'm 66 years old. So some of the nuances and the newer things happening, a lot of us, we're just trying to maneuver through it all. But I like the feeling that there is more a conservative nature in terms of, anything that's happening. So it's not like, well, give me my rights. I don't have to follow these rules. We don't have that here. When I'm on the subway, if the police say, I want to see your ID, they haven't asked me. People just give their ID. They're very compliant. You know what? You could say whatever you want about that, but that excites me. Me, okay? Another thing that excites me about Panama is um, the art scene, right? I'm very into art, not because I'm artistic, but I like to enjoy certain things. Like I like classical music, I like ballet, I like plays. And you would think you would come to Panama and they were like, oh, maybe they just playing regional music. Maybe it's all people who are uneducated. No, we have so many theaters here in the city, and people come from all over the place. Like Ricky Martin's going to be here. They had Mana here. I'm waiting for Mark Anthony to come. I like me some Mark Anthony. We have ballet, we have other dances, we have tango, we have salsa. They have Jamaican reggae. I mean, seriously, if you want something to do, you're going to find something to do. We have races. Um, they have, Zumba, and even though it's not in the same vein as art, but there is a big art. It's not a museum, but it's a complex where kids are learning to paint, and they have all other types of arts. I am excited about that. And also Panama City is a foodie town. You can find all kinds of culture here. Now, I am not much into going to the restaurants because I feel like I'm spending my money for food that I can prepare myself, probably better and healthier for me. So I'm not really into eating out. But if you want it, it's here. So if you have people coming to visit you, you tell them, no worry, we got you. Panama's got it. In fact, today I was reading about someone who came to visit Panama City, and she's like, oh, I was excited to see the Dubai of Central America. I didn't know we were called that, but hey, I haven't been to Dubai yet. It's a bucket list item, bucket list item. All right, what else do I like about Panama? The friendliness towards foreigners, right? I talked about that before. There are a lot of people who are on YouTube doing videos about things I love about Panama. I think I did 10, somebody did 15. Last video I did about 9 things you might not like about Panama. Somebody else found 23. So the count can keep changing, right? But the friendliness of the people, because you have a government that is dedicated to making it easier for foreigners to retire here. Because when we retire here, we bring our money and we're not allowed to work. So it's not like we're taking anything away from anyone. But that sense of openness to other cultures, people from other places excites me. That's exciting to me, that I don't have to push. I don't have to try to uh, justify why I'm here. I can just come and just live and spend my money and be at peace. That excites me. The other thing that excites me about Panama is affordable healthcare. People have talked about it. I just did a video with my friend Sonia. She said her first visit with her doctor, who spent 90 minutes. Did you hear that? 90 minutes reviewing her medication, going over her history. We don't have that where I come from. It's like assembly line. Quick, 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 right? And if you ask too many questions, they get upset. And then they charge you for things they didn't do. Anyway, this is not a ranting video. I'm just trying to say that being able to talk to a physician, even though they're not so much into nurse practitioners or other physician extender positions, I hear a lot about people mentioning the healthcare. Oh, you don't see a nurse. You don't see a nurse practitioner. You see the doctor. All right, I'm going to try not to take this the wrong way because I'm a nurse practitioner and I know in the States we have better data, better outcome data than the physicians, even though they don't like to hear that, but that is the truth because we are more personable. But the doctors here are personable. So I give them that. And then she said that she paid like $24 for a visit. Huh? That's why we pay out of pocket. So, and it's not just Panama. I hear the same thing about Colombia and other places. So that is exciting. So if you're on the fence and you're looking at that as a reason for you to move to Panama, I'm telling you, affordable healthcare. Now we pay out of pocket for regular visits. We will talk in another video about plans, medical insurance you need to have for emergency, because those are the things if you fall and something happens. And if you don't have insurance, you're going to pay for it. All right. The other thing that excites me about Panama is the jubilado discount. OMG. I have a document on one of my videos where I post, is it 25 different types of discounts you get? Let me tell you a quick story. This friend of mine, she knows who she is, and she's probably watching. She says she's so used to her jubilado discount. We go to a restaurant and we whip out that e-cedula, make sure we get our discount. Because if the restaurant tries to lowball you and they say, oh, we don't give the discount, you can report them to ADECO, which is an agency that protects, the jubilados, the retired people, and they'll be in trouble. So once you say that, they're going to say, okay, I'll give you a discount. She said she was at home visiting her family and she went to a restaurant and she whipped that card. She's like, I want my jubilado discount. She was in the US, but she's so used to that discount. And I think, is it Mary Goff who talks about the 25% off you get off your airline tickets? That is so great. If you're buying a house, they give you a discount on the interest rate. I mean, seriously. And I think if you bring a car or somebody or a container, you don't pay taxes or something. I'm not into the tax realm, so don't quote me on that. But it's 25 discounts. And I got it off you can get that list off of the embassy website, the U.S. Embassy in Panama. So go check it out. All right. And you know what else I like about the jubilado discount? Not the discount, the jubilado line. You go to the bank, you don't stand in line. There is a separate line for the jubilados. We are respected and revered, and you don't have to stand in line. You can go straight to the jubilado counter. Hey, I was at the airport in Miami one time, and I see the people in the wheelchair that the attendant come to take off the airplane. They were in the same line that I was in. That was 8 line deep. And I'm like, what's the point of putting him in the wheelchair and they have to wait? I said, that would never happen in Panama. And I was right, because we respect the jubilados. People get off on the metro to let me say, Señora, por favor, siéntese. Oh, when did we lose that? We used to have that where I come from, but okay. Let's see what else. Did I miss anything? The engaged, the fauna, the flora, the multi-ethnicity, the spirituality, love of country, the patriotism that I see here, the people, the spirit, There, and you know what? In the citizenry, do you know that the election we just had, you know, the percentage of people who voted was over 75%. Take that to the bank. Go check and see how many of your people vote. People get so defeated, they don't see the need to vote. But here, Panamanians say, this is my right. And if I want something to change, I need to get involved. I need to vote. The lines were long and they voted. We lost that. That excites me about Panama. You know, I'm trying to hang on to hope here. And I think a lot of times when we have been so hurt and you've been pushing your head against the wall, and you know, I keep saying that I've become cynical, and I think Panama is healing me, is changing me of that. I don't want to get emotional, but it is true that when you've been hitting the wall for so long, and then you come someplace where it's like the way it used to be, where people are still engaged, that life is for the living, that we can make change. You know, you should see we have a new mayor. He's very young. He's trying to do a lot of different things here in the city. And when I love to read the comments, people are engaged. They're giving their views. They're not hating on each other. They're not, you know, vilifying everybody. You know, they're not saying, well, I'd rather be a Russian than a Democrat. You know, they're not saying that kind of thing. They haven't gotten to that point, and I pray that they never get to that point because it is not pretty. It is not pretty. Now, the last thing I'm going to say that I love about Panama, soccer. You probably think she is crazy. Listen, I grew up with soccer. I never understood football, American football. I don't understand baseball. They have baseball here. I don't like boxing because it's a dangerous game. It can destroy somebody's brain. You know, tennis, yeah, golf, ooh, boring. But here it is soccer, baseball, and I think boxing. I don't like the other two. So soccer, I grew up watching soccer and I understand soccer. The only thing I don't understand is the offside. I have tried. I'm like, where? Still can't get it. But since being here in Panama, I have been watching what? The Euro Cup, there've been the America Cup, there've been Latin Cup, and I'm like, bring it on, lapping it all up. So I stay in my little apartment. I'm watching soccer. I'm having a drink, not alcoholic, but I'm minding my own business and just having a grand time. I have very simple tastes: music, cooking, soccer. So if they tell you Maggie got into trouble or somebody's business, you can tell them that's not true because I am the most boring person ever, ever. And I say it with pride. So I am so excited about this country for what it stands for how the people are. And I pray they never change. Yes, we have work to do. And that's why, as a member of Single Women Retiring Abroad, oh, again, please like, share, and subscribe the video. Hopefully, subscribe to the channel. And hopefully, if you've watched to this point, you have watch all the way to the end, which helps, you know, in terms of watch hours. But right now, is just subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. So help your sister out. So we just, you know, hope that this country continues on this trajectory. And what I was going to say is that as a member of Single Women Retiring Abroad, we have a lot of things we're looking at. But one of the things is just we want to be involved. We want to be part of the rebirth of the country because the mayor said Panama City is going to become the most technically advanced city in Latin America. And I'm all for it. And whatever we can do to participate, to give of, you know, back to this country that has been so kind and welcoming to us, we want to participate. We want to give back, whether it's cleaning the streets or helping with the kids doing some mentoring, whatever it is. And today I met a woman who's so excited and is going to help us, somebody who's been here a long time, just give us some pointers and connect us to the right people. So I hope you are on board by this video. I know it's not how to move to Panama. You have all these other videos, and you do have a lot of things I want to tell you about. But today is all about the excitement of being in Panama and all the things. It's not just things I just enjoy, but things that really, really excite me about this country. So I hope to see you next week. What is going to be my topic next week? I have some things. I think I'm going to try to do one on medical plans and access for older expats here, because that is something that is so needed. So in the meantime, my email is in the intro of the channel. If you ever have any questions, you can always reach out. A lot of you have reached out already, and I am happy to answer any questions if I know. If I don't, I'll refer you somewhere else. And if you need some phone numbers of people and services, if I have them, I'll give them to you. All right? So I'll talk to you soon. God bless you. God loves you. I love you. Au revoir. Well, the Diablo Rojo is that decorated old school buses that turn into party buses on the weekend and on major holidays. You're going to hear the loud music, there is drinking and partying, and I think you can even rent them out. I'll do another video explaining the origin of the Diablo Rojo, but they are part of the Panamanian culture. Discovering Panama with Maggie.